Greetings and salutations. My name is Deku Druid, and today we shall be continuing with our playthrough of Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War. Today we'll be kicking off on Mission 8, and I think today, ladies and gentlemen, will be the day we finally begin our true pursuit of the Forces of Chaos. No more distractions, no more orcs, no more Eldar. We finally get to see the Chaos Sorcerer Sindri make his move, capturing the key from the this quote-unquote relic from straight beneath the noses of Gabriel and the ever-annoying pain-in-the-ass Eldar. But that is neither here nor there. From now, we proceed.
The great enemy managed to steal the key from out of our very grasp. Damn the Eldar and their arrogance. Had we not been delayed in reaching the key, we could have denied the ruinous powers their prize. We still have no idea what this key does. According to the Eldar Witch, Inquisitor Toth holds these answers. If this is true, then he has a good deal to explain. The least of which is not why he would withhold information that could allow us to better fight the forces of chaos. Could he be tainted? The thought is unimaginable. Even more concerning, we know now that we face more than mere chaos cults, but members of an actual traitor legion, the very Marines who turned against our Emperor some 10 millennia ago. Luckily, our scouts were able to track their sorcerer and his entourage back to their base of operations. It is located not far from our current position. I relish in the opportunity to bring death to these blasphemous traitors.
My lord, blood ravens approach from the south.
How did they get so close? My lord, these flies are minor annoyances. We have the key and ample bodies to imprison the blood ravens behind a wall of corpses, while we complete the ceremony. Your assurances leave me cold, Sindri. Events have proven my words true in every turn, my lord. We are not in danger. Events have proven you fortunate, sorcerer. To what do you owe this present bout of nauseous optimism? We have received a message, Lord Bale. We have a new ally who is more than ready to betray the Blood Ravens. Excellent. Prepare for what is to come, and dispose of this idiot.
Why? How have I failed?
You were stupid enough to personally deliver ill news to Lord Bale, and we cannot abide stupidity.
Brother Mateo, report.
The Chaos Forces have rent an impassable chasm through the center of the city and have taken up position in a temple. The battle is upon us, Captain.
We are arriving at your position momentarily. Hold the chasm. I will deal with the temple.
It will be done.
You are finished, Apothecary. Had the Emperor not intended I suffer, then I would feel no pain. What foul acts are these heathens involved in?
They are performing a ceremony to release the key from its bindings. We must stop them.
Yes. We will need to break down the mighty doors of that once glorious temple. It appears they have rent a chasm across the city, stopping us from reaching the other side. An outpost with machine cults located here gives us access to the vehicles we will surely require. Secure the outpost and stop that ceremony.
My, oh my, oh my. The excitement is peaked. Right, so we finally get to do it. We finally get to fight Chaos. I'm excited.
Here to serve.
I am, well,
Well,
we're just going to start off as we usually do. We're going to get those resources set up. A Traitor Legion. Alright. Cool. That means we'll be dealing with literally, like, one of the legions that succumbed during the Horus Heresy. So, I did see the motif of, like, the skull with the serpent motive, so I think they might be Alpha Legion, aka the Legionnaires who fell with their Primarch Alpharius and Omega, the twin Primarchs who were part of the, I can't remember what Legion they were part of, but this is really cool. We're going to be fighting actual Chaos Space Marines. Let's go. Right, so, our first because of that chasm, I assume we'll actually be having to make use of our Assault Marines, which will be interesting. But, as we've learned from previous experience, Assault Marines can be rather squishy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build up a base, and we're also going to be trying to focus on getting an armory and a lot of the beginning objectives finished and completed.
Scouts in position.
So that we can get our Assault Marines at least a little bit buffed with the enhanced melee defense upgrade. That's worrisome. Yeah, see the chasm? Oh, I didn't realize they'd be able to get to this side so easily. Okay. That will have to be dealt with.
Strategic point identified.
I await your instructions.
But yeah, no. Right now,
Here to
our main,
serve.
even if we lose a few troops here and there, our main objective for the time being still needs to be getting our resources up to grabs. So we know there's machine cults in the city. We are going to be securing this area and then moving to the machine cults. Although part of me is tempted to just beeline straight for them.
Scouts in
that
position.
might not be to our benefit. Okay. So there are definitely Chaos forces on this side, so yeah, our first objective is going to be taking care of this outpost, our beginning outpost. We need to secure this area, then we are going to deal with the rest of the Chaos forces as we go.
What is your order?
Man, Marine against Marine, this is true Horus Heresy action right here.
Down from here.
Yes,
yeah, no.
most beneficent one.
So, I might skip ahead to when we have all the buildings and stuff secure, but yeah, so there might be a few cuts here and there while I'm just getting everything situated. For now, I'll keep recording because it seems we're about to get to... Oh, maybe I'm underestimating them. No, okay, Assault Marines are doing alright, but just in case, we'll send over some, we will send over Gabriel to support them. His poor scouts! I don't have power armor, why are you chasing me?
Infiltrating enemy territory. On patrol.
Okay, yeah, see, that right there is exactly what I mean. Our Assault Marines, I don't know why they do such a short straw, but Assault Marines have been easily one of our weakest Marine squads since the beginning of this game. So we are definitely for sure going to be trying to gain forces and upgrade our Assault Marines so they are at least somewhat more suitable.
Knowledge is power. Hide it well.
Beware.
Look, Gabriel is going mad over there, man.
Awaiting orders.
Isidor's doing his thing, that's good.
Scouts ready.
Man,
Softly. And carry a big
Chaos have more health and armor or something? This is crazy.
knowledge is power.
Right, this,
In position.
yeah, this is a good example of what I was talking about. We are going to need to get our defensive stuff situated, because if the Chaos Forces have everything we have access to, plus demons and stuff, then they're going to have jump packs, they're going to have they could potentially have whirlwinds. So yeah, we're definitely going to be trying to upgrade
I await your
ourselves and
instructions.
secure the area first and foremost.
I will do as you ask.
So yeah, I might skip ahead to when we've already done that.
What are your needs?
Right.
I follow your commands.
Probably gonna, since... Yeah,
My
excuse
knowledge
that.
is at your disposal.
Brain fart. Since I probably snipped a lot
Through
of
the
that, I'm just
destruction
gonna
of our
quickly
enemies
go
do
over
we
what
earn
happened.
our salvation.
As you can see, we've now covered over this entire section of here where on our side of the gorge. Basically, there were a few little cultist squads, as well as I think
Mind
3
over
Chaos
matter.
Legion squads Don't worry,
None can
easily
stand
taken care of
before us.
as we planned to. I mean, with Gabriel and Isidore, it wasn't
sense
actually
the
that much of a
enemy.
challenge.
They are
Now,
close.
the next plan is working out how we're going to get over to the other
Destroy
side.
their minds
So,
and burn their bodies.
first things first, we should probably take care of the enemies we can still see. But, yeah. We built the armory as we planned. We've already begun upgrading everything we can get our hands on. I've shored up defenses along our side of the gorge, mainly by building a lot of the gun emplacements and upgrading our listening posts.
Do I detect
not-
uncertainty in your
But
purpose?
I am still somewhat stuck. So, I have a plan. It's a plan, for sure.
With all due haste.
It's going to be very resource
Scouts in position.
intensive.
We will move
But
ahead.
essentially, the
Mark
idea
any
is,
enemy positions.
first and foremost, we're going to take out these Marines on this side by using superior
Getting
range.
into
For that,
position.
I've got 2 squads of
Our
scouts
range
armed with
is true.
snipers.
On patrol.
Snipers should give us the additional range
Scouts
required
charge.
for us to be able to pick them off one by one, which is what I'm hoping for here. And once we have completely secured this side by eliminating any enemies on the other side of the borders, as shown by our snipers taking
Scouts
them to
awaiting
church,
orders.
praise the Emperor,
Attack.
then the plan becomes pretty simple. We are going to build one of
At your
those
command.
spaceports. One of the ones
Yes,
that allows
my
us to take advantage of airdropping in our own forces. Once we have that, we'll be able to use
Yes,
that
most
to
beneficent one.
space drop our Space Marine forces that we've built up on this side over to the Machine Cult. Once we've done that,
I
we'll
await
we will
your
then work on
instructions.
shoring up defenses of the Machine Cult before we press our assault,
you
heading
ask.
straight for the church. Now, I've learned from previous situations to be a little bit more focused intensive on this game unless the levels draw out a lot. Now, luckily, I've checked the objectives. There are no secondary objectives like eliminate all forces of chaos or destroy all chaos bases or yada yada yada. For this time, it's a very straightforward mission. We are going to we're going to finish upgrading our forces as much as possible, shore up defenses over here, and then we are immediately going to work on getting our forces that are on this side of the gorge and using them to reinforce the Machine Cult on the far side. I am going to upgrade the listening post on this side, even though that does burn some of our resources, because in the long run, it'll help us produce more resources, which I think is to our benefit.
Here to
So,
serve.
yeah. For us to build that spaceport, though, is going to require us to, unfortunately, use a lot of resources. So there
Venerate
might
the
be another skip
immortal
again,
Emperor.
just me jumping forward to when we've upgraded the headquarters
I
and actually
serve.
started building the spaceport. Also, yeah, for now, I'm just going to eliminate all the Marines that are still proximal to the gorge, just for safety and my own state of mind.
Understood.
But we still have access to some of our assault marines. So,
Maintain attack formation.
we are going to actually make a Hell's Pit run and send them straight over to the Machine Cult, because I would like to gain control of them as soon as possible, simply because I don't want to lose them because I spent too long. I took too long to get over there. So, we're going to use our assault marines here and get over there ASAP.
Under fire. Understood.
Time to make very good use of their speed, because we are just going to be making a Hail Mary run.
Moving out.
Hopefully it works.
Orders received, brother.
I'm watching the health bar very closely, and we don't seem to be taking too much damage. But yeah, see, one of the gun emplacements over here is already damaged.
Orders
I would
received.
really hate to lose this area, because that would be very
Onward for
unfortunate.
glory. Understood.
I command
The
in the name of the
outpost is
Emperor.
secure.
The doors to this temple were designed to stop all but the most violent impacts. To bring them down, we will need the power of hellfires and predators.
Hell yes! That's what I'm talking
Orders
about.
received. Your order.
Now that we have
We have
access...
been blessed by the power of the Land Raiders. Seek the privilege of their service at the Machine Cult. Walk softly and
I
carry a
await
big
your
gun.
Okay,
instructions.
two things. First,
As you wish.
Gabriel and Isidore somehow teleported over here. I'm calling Chaos Sorcery on that. Secondly, hell yes to the Land Raiders. That is badass. What I was going to say before Gabriel started speaking is that now that we have access to the
What is
Scouts
your
ready.
will?
buildings over here,
Scouts
the
charge.
base can pretty much be remanded to its own devices. I'll still build one of the spaceports over there so we can get reinforcements from across the gorge and bring them over to here, because that is just common sense.
Guardians of the Emperor
But
chosen.
now that we're over here, we immediately are going to reinforce this area. I'm going to put listening posts up on all the strategic points, and I'm going to make sure all those turrets are still functional. There's a point there where we can get one of the plasma generators put on it. That's just, you know, common sense. But also, Land Raiders. Fun fact about Land Raiders, they are the biggest and the most baddest vehicles that the, short of a Titan, to be fair, or an Imperial Knight, that the entirety of the Imperial Man has access to. To be fair, I might actually prefer the Land Raiders in some ways over some of the Imperial Knights, because while giant badass mechs with swords and guns are cool, the Land Raider is an absolute beast of a tank. We're talking cannons, we're talking las cannons, we're talking heavy bolters, we're talking flamers if need be, we're talking everything. They are insane vehicles of mass destruction, and I cannot wait to use them.
The fallen shall be forever remembered as the Emperor's finest.
But they are probably going to be extremely expensive. So, for the time being, our objective needs to be... yeah, we don't even have access to them yet. We're going to need to upgrade some strongholds before we even try to gain them. So, for the time being, it's going to be just more shoring up our defenses before we do anything else.
Land Raider deployed.
And we have our first Land Raider. Holy shike! It's huge! It's huge! It's Zoggin massive! It's got a badass defense upgrade! Oh, yes, that is everything I wanted from a Land Raider and more. Oh, we might... This might be the first time I'm tempted not to build a Dreadnought. That's a lie. I might still build a Dreadnought. But, wow, we are going to... we're going to make great use of that. Well, we have pop full. I can't get more Terminators. Right! Oh, right. I've put all the forces in the spaceport. Okay. We might, maybe, delete a few of our servitors in given time or repurpose them, but for the time being, wow, we still haven't managed to defeat everything on the other side of the gorge yet. That's crazy. Well, unfortunately for you, my marine friends, I actually do need to lose some pop. Is it too callous of me to just sacrifice my marines on the altar of progress? It's pretty cruel, but I do want to build some Terminators. So I'm just going to avert my gaze. We've done some scouting, so I know probably the best direct path to take to get up to the church, but for security's sake and my own sense of mind, we're going to take a little bit of an extended route, following a more circular route around the edges, taking advantage of armored convoys, specifically the Land Raiders, now that we have access to them, and Terminators as soon as they become available, when our Scout Marines make the most noble of sacrifice. Wow, some of them managed to survive. That is impressive. There we go. Right, now that that is taken care of, there's not really a disband button, so I'm gonna, that's problematic. No matter, we'll simply transport, like I said, we built the spaceport, so, yeah, the plan is to airdrop some of our troops in, remain strong.
Orders.
As soon as our scouts find an good location for us to do so, I'll drop them in, and we'll try a two-pronged attack.
We will move ahead and mark any enemy positions.
Wow, that's a lot of Chaos Marines.
Commencing infiltration.
Oh, they've even got a Chaos Predator tank from the looks of it. Yeah, we are definitely going to be getting use out of those, out of the, Land Raiders. But yeah, we're going to need more. We are going to need many, many more. If we can get a full convoy of those going, I will feel a lot more secure.
Direct us to the enemy.
Yeah, I really will need Terminators, though. They're just
Heresy grows from
They're more expensive, but they're just better. Oh, okay, so there is a Chaos Stronghold, but like I said, there's no secondary objective to take this
at your command,
like there was in the Eldar mission. So, but it might be to our benefit.
Infiltration.
I might...
I sense danger.
Actually, it might, yeah, it might seriously be to our benefit to take it, simply to stop them from being able to send reinforcements to the church.
Positions. Commencing infiltration.
And from what I'm seeing from my scouts here, there doesn't seem to be
and mark any enemy positions.
Massive number of
scouts
troops
ready.
that could impede us.
Scouts awaiting orders.
Huh.
Body now.
Interesting.
Here to serve.
I have the beginnings of an idea.
Deploy behind enemy lines. Into the maelstrom of battle.
Let's test this out.
Scouts here.
Right. So, plan is engaged. I'm not sure if this will work in drawing any of their forces away from the church, but wow, the audio is getting really weird. Wow. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening. This is crazy. Okay, because the audio went really weird, unfortunately, I don't really think that battle's going to be the funnest thing to watch, so we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. For the sake of keeping everyone informed, all the forces died. They summoned a bunch of horrors of Zinch, and basically they just overwhelmed us with, like, they were able to summon enough forces to overwhelm us on top of all the tons and stuff they had there. So yeah, everyone perished, which is the downside, and I'm sorry we didn't get to see it, but yeah, that audio was getting really crazy. On the plus side, we now have a couple of Terminator squads on the way to replace them, which will be great, as they will be a supplementary force for our Land Raider convoy. So that will be effective, and yeah, as you can see, we've already got 3 of the big boys coming in. We have a 4th on the way. We've got 1 Terminator squad up and operational, and I've already equipped it to Gabriel, and the second one is going to be for Isidore. Rightio. Yeah, so Isidore will have them. I don't want flamers on these guys because it's just a bad idea. I'd rather have our Terminators equipped with the storm bolters or the heavy machine guns or whatever they have.
Apothecary ready.
I originally had him loaded into the space bridge because if we did end up being able to secure a foothold over in that far side, the plan was to have him drop in and secure it. Don't really know what I'm going to do with him now, which is why I just stuffed him back in there, because I don't know what it is.
The enemy must be nearby.
Our force is ready. 4 Land Raiders, 4 squads of Terminators, each equipped with either Gabriel or Isidore or an Apothecary to keep them in their top physical condition. We are ready to carve a path of destruction in the Emperor's name. Only on the sides at this point, because these Land Raiders are doing work. Holy hell! So these specific models seem to be equipped with heavy storm bolters on the top, as well as 2 dual plas cannons on the sides, which is just amazing to look at. But obviously I don't want to be over-reliant on them, because if we lose one, it'll be a massive, massive strike. So, like I said, that's why we have the 4 squads of Terminators to support them. Now, as we go on, I may or may not, we're going to take little pit breaks, to secure points and try and hemorrhage the enemy's resources so they don't have the ability to reinforce their armies as we destroy them as frequently. I do not want to have another run-in with, like the Eldar on the mountain mission. So yeah, our objective is going to be to hamstring our opponent where we can. So as our as our strike/kill/devastation force cuts its way up to the church, taking, like I said, a long route to capture resources as they go, we will be doing our best to capture and secure every single strategic point we come across.
Land Raider armored transport here. As you command. The machine spirit is prepared. Death has arrived.
That didn't seem to do too much damage on the first hit. Oh, maybe it was just my own opinion. But, no, it seems to do steady damage. Plus, I think the main benefit of these Land Raiders isn't just their damage, it's the ability to target multiple foes. I mean, they're equipped with, if those las cannons are as they should be anti-armor, but they could be anti-medium, I'm not sure. Wow, they're already trying to retake things. I was worried about that a little bit. So, I won't fib, that was one of my concerns, and it's the reason why we're also going to be pausing to secure any points that we do end up taking, because I do believe that the Chaos will try to reclaim things, just to make things more difficult to us. But we have land raiders, so there's not much they can do.
Land Raider at your disposal.
Yeah, like I said before, we will absolutely be making the most of our land raiders to pretty much devastate any force we come across, but it's also important that we successfully manage to secure any position. So we'll be going with the old reliable of listening posts plus gun emplacements. If they do bring armor down, we will probably redirect the land raiders to take care of the issue. But for now, we'll rely on gun emplacements because we are not lacking for resources.
Land Raider armored transport here. Approaching target. As you command.
The plan so far has been going off without, like, a single blemish in its name. The land raiders are absolutely devastating. So much so, I've even actually split them up into 2 groups. They are doing great. I probably skipped over me taking each individual listening point. It was pretty much the same everywhere we went. The land raiders would roll up, destroy the squad or 2 squads that were defending it, obliterate the listening post, and then I'd just move on. We've pretty much stuck to the strategy of securing a point, putting a listening post on it, and then immediately reinforcing it with gun emplacements. Because to be truthful, I don't know what's going to happen when we bust down the church doors. For all I know, there's going to be demons that just pour out and begin, and it becomes a defensive mission, and we have to immediately change tactics.
This day shall be
if
a
that
glorious
happens,
one.
I'm hoping we'll be ready for it.
the
But yeah, as it's pretty much the same thing the whole way through, so I might just skip ahead to when we actually get to the church, because all of this has been pretty much just very repetitive gameplay. Not that that doesn't mean it's fun. I love watching the land raiders absolutely devastate whatever they come across, but not sure if that's the most entertaining for everybody else to watch, so we'll see.
Land Raider armored transport here. We will destroy the enemy Raider armored transport here.
I might have kicked the hornet's nest. Okay. I wasn't sure if this would do it, but I did think that listening post was a touch too close to the church. So, it looks like we're going to actually make the final push here and now. As you can see though, the land raiders, I was not joking before, they are absolute monsters. This will be their first actual show against enemy armor though, or a sizable force, but with how quickly they are tearing that predator apart, I don't think it matters. Yep, already dead. Okay. Wow, that was fast. These boys have finished capturing that, so we might just bring the second land raiders over just to support them, but it doesn't actually look like they need it. At all. Ooh, but our Terminators certainly are taking out of it. We will need to take care of whatever the hell that Chaos Abomination is. That thing looks badass, I'll say that, but it is terrifying to behold. You know what? Time to rely on Old Faithful. They want to be problematic about letting me get to that door? Well, I'll just blow the door up and everything else in front of me. Luckily, I was dumb enough to cancel that by putting Gabriel into a Land Raider, because I am not smart. Damn it, I never seem to use that power correctly. That's alright though, the Land Raiders more than make up for it. They have the destructive power of bloody and orbital bombing contained within each of their plasma reactors. A Land Raider is really the only suitable thing for a Terminator to ride around in, now that I think about it. Man, they are just tearing through it. As grim as it might sound, actually, now that I think about it, I might have been better off, because the Terminators are equipped with those heavy storm bolters on the top. It might have been to my benefit to, instead of bringing a Terminator Legion along, bringing along a regular Space Marine squadron and equipping them with the rockets. And that way I would have had a stronger anti-armor presence, and I could have relied on the Land Raiders to be the anti-infantry, because they have certainly shown themselves to be effective in that regard. But yeah, we'll see what happens after we take down the church doors, because this is where I was nervous about.
The doors are broken. With haste. Stop them before they can finish. Who stands with me
Sir,
shall
the
be
Imperial
my brother.
Guard have arrived.
Victory is ours. Wait, why did they not attack? Follow my lead. What betrayal is this? Space Marines, cleanse these heretics.
Oh, okay. It's not demons, but it's not good either. Traitors. I'm not gonna lie, unless they brought their tanks, I'm not really worried. And it doesn't look like they brought their tanks. Oh no. Poor guardsmen. Traitors though they may be, they never stood a chance. It was rigged from the beginning.
We are united in his service.
Ooh. This raises questions though. How much of the guard is traded? Oh, that's the end of the level. Awesome. That was a short level.
Inquisitor Toth has arrived at your request.
And what do our scouts say?
The guard's distraction was a success. The Chaos Lord and his host escaped. We are, however, tracking their movements and questioning some of the traitor guard that we captured.
How could I not have seen this? How is it I am blind when it matters the most?
Are you referring to these traitorous guardsmen or the destruction of your homeworld, Cyrene?
I should have seen the rot before it spread. Instead, I was blind for far too long. I put my own world to the torch. I killed with the Inquisition's eager sanction and watched too many innocents die in a holy firestorm. And yet, here I am again at yet another doorstep, with the executioner's blade in my very hand.
Blessed is the mind too small for doubt, Gabriel. Perhaps there is truth in there, for the both of us.
I still believe, old friend. I believe in the sovereign might of the Golden Throne, and in the purity of the Imperium.
But you have lost faith in yourself.
Only in what I see, Isidore. Only in what I see.
And what is it that you see, Captain?
I see conspirators and liars more concerned with their own agenda than the will of the Emperor.
I am not so easily cowed by such displays, Captain.
You lied to me and cost me men!
Better they die, their blood pure. If you feel warranted in handing out recriminations, then their deaths are on your head. I warned you to leave this world, to leave Tartarus for the warp storm.
Your words still ring untrue, Inquisitor. I know you were here before we arrived.
I am not in the habit of explaining my actions, Captain. But yes, I was here before you arrived, stalking after horrors to strip my knights of their dreams.
The same horrors that the legions of chaos seek.
On Tartarus, there are no coincidences, Captain. There is only the storm that winnows the faithful from the heretic.
Are we faithful men, Toth? Good servants of the Emperor? It is time for us to put aside our differences. What do they seek, Toth? What do you seek here?
This world is cursed, Captain. Thousands of years ago, an artifact of ancient evil power was lost here. The forces of chaos seek this artifact. They've sought it for centuries, but have never held all the pieces of the puzzle.
And now they do.
An Imperial excavation team uncovered the first marker, and word somehow got to the enemy. With the knowledge of the exact planet and the first marker, it was a simple matter to uncover the remainder. Now they have the last piece necessary. A key to unearth the artifact itself.
What is this artifact?
A stone, called the Maledictum. It contains a creature of great evil, a creature of chaos itself. The stone imprisons a demon, one of untold power.
How is it possible that the citizens of Tartarus did not know this? These artifacts lay buried beneath their own cities.
From what I surmise, the demon within the Maledictum may be imprisoned, but it is not powerless. It can still influence people with visions and madness. The ancient text in the Registratum Malpheus speaks of a warp storm that visited this system at an age when many Space Marine chapters were still young. The storm drove the inhabitants of this planet insane. Under the demon's influence, they hid the markers and buried the Maledictum to protect it against hunters like myself. When colonists returned to this world, They remained ignorant of the perils. They built over the dark places, never knowing what lay beneath.
And the Eldar, did they seek this power for themselves?
No. It was they who imprisoned the demon in the first place. The Eldar fiercely safeguard knowledge of the stone against all others, going so far as to interfere in our efforts to find it. As Chaos's most ancient enemy, they see themselves as the only capable defense against its influence. And we have paid for their arrogance.
I assume there is still time to avert disaster.
This is already a disaster. The power of the Maledictum is enough to turn the faithful and drive men mad. Many of the Imperial Guard and local population have already turned, as you've seen. It's affecting you, and your men as well. I can feel it. It is calling the warp storm to eclipse this system. It wants to trap us here, with it, so it can force even the best of us to serve its twisted will. This is why I encouraged you to leave. Why I still encourage it.
You know I cannot do that. I will not shrink away in the face of evil.
I would do no less. Enough. Let us end this bickering and face our enemy united. Together, we have a better chance of finding and destroying the Maledictum.
They are weak, terrified of the power that you alone are strong enough to control. It is yours. Yours for the taking. But they mean to destroy it, those small-minded fools. Think of the good you could do in the name of the Emperor. Think of the power you could wield. It is all yours for the taking.
The Maledictum is mine.
Oh my lordy. That was a very informative cutscene. A demon. A contained demon. Now that's special. That's important. And now, the Eldar being a bunch of bad words makes a lot more sense. A lot more sense. They aren't just being a bunch of arrogant racist idiots, they're being a bunch of driven arrogant racist idiots. So it makes a little more sense, and I will be a touch more forgiving. But oh no, Sindri got to Isidore. Oh, there's so much I want to unpack in that, but I might save it for the next level so we have something to discuss about during the combat. I've been Deku Druid. Thank you very much for watching, everybody.